Imagine sitting at your computer and you have a request for a new student. It is exhilarating, but all of a sudden panic begins to settle in. What do you do now? I mean, you've worked so hard to find this person to contact you with all the systems that you've put in place. Do you call, answer the request in an email? Maybe you should offer some free services. In this video, we're going to determine the next best step. Hi, my name's Joanne Kaminski, and our question for today comes from Paul Morgan. He asked if it would be a good idea to give a free online tutoring demo session. If the person is already a client and you're trying to persuade them to move to online, then the answer is absolutely. The only thing that's really holding them back is understanding the benefits of online tutoring. For everyone else, though, the answer is no. And I thought in the beginning that it would be a great move to do like 2 free sessions to get people to try it. Now, this was back in 2010, so there were a ton of people wondering if online would be effective, and honestly, I had no idea. I mean, I didn't know if their Wi-Fi would work well enough or if everything would run smoothly on my side. So I would start off having a very long conversation on the phone, and sometimes this could take up to an hour. Then I would give them another 2 hours of tutoring for free. I was definitely willing to give this everything I had, and I wanted to show them that I was committed. Now, as time went on, I no longer had to worry about technology not working or things not working on my client side. I was giving these free sessions because of my own insecurities. And once these insecurities were diminished, I realized that after the second session, I needed to have that sales conversation. And I thought, what if after I give the free assessment, I do the sales conversation and then get paid for the next 2 sessions? Now, I have gone through some extensive training on how to have effective sales conversations, and something amazing happened. Every single one of them said yes. It was a very rare instance that people were saying no to the tutoring. And this kind of closing rate is unheard of in most industries. And it doesn't just work for me. It happens all the time with people in the Insider Secrets group. So keep listening, because I am going to share how you can get this script for free. Now, I've had people ask me, what does the assessment look like? As a reading tutor, I give the QRI-5, and this allows me to find out the child's specific grade level they are reading at. My goal is to find out where the gaps are and give the parents a plan for how I close that gap. So I give the assessment, quickly glance at the results I have, and then afterwards I chat with the parent. Then comes the sales conversation. I start off with complimenting their child in some way. It might be, their positive attitude, their ability to stick with the entire assessment, or their winning personality. I make it personal to their child so that it's authentic and not like this canned compliment. And then I ask the parent to tell me more about their child. Like, what are they seeing at home? What is their attitude towards reading when, asked to read? And by the way, I also ask the child how they feel about reading as well, so that I can put these 2 images together for myself. And as I'm listening, I'm empathizing with the parent. I may share some of the hardships that I have personally gone through as a parent with my own kids and the results that they got, or another student that I worked with that is just like theirs and the results that they got. Now, there is one thing that I have found as a common theme with every single parent that I have worked with in reading. They all want their child to read better so that they can have a successful educational experience. They all realize the importance of reading and the overall impact that it can have on them. They worry that their child will not perform well enough in all of their other subject areas because of their reading abilities. And I can tap into this in the sales conversation because there is an emotion for them attached. And people make buying decisions based off of emotion. Now, if I can assure them that their child will be reading on grade level, they are filled with hope and they want to move forward. Now, the reading assessment that I use isn't the only one that you can use to get data that will give you a grade level. There's another test, it's called the DORA. I personally like the QRI-5 better because there are portions of the DORA that are given to kids that are not relevant. At times, this can make the older kids feel like it's too babyish, and that is the opposite feeling that I want them to have. Now, the Let's Go Learn math assessment is absolutely incredible. Now, this assessment does take about 1 to 2 hours to give, but it's going to give you a complete understanding of what the child is capable of. I personally gave the company Let's Go Learn the Best Resource Award for their math assessment. And it is such a great tool, and you can learn more about this in the link in the description or by clicking on the eye icon on the screen. But wait till the end to click on that eye so that you can find out about the free tool that I'm going to give you. Now, my favorite part of the ADAM assessment meant for kids in grades K to 7 are the reports. It tells me each area of math that a child is struggling with, and then it correlates it to a grade level they are performing at with this skill. And this gives me an exact roadmap to figure out what to teach and at what level I should begin teaching it. After the assessment, I can chat with the parent about the results. And you can have the parent have the child take the assessment on their own, or you can personally administer it yourself. Either way, you will schedule the sales conversation, also known as the consultation, to reveal the results and let the parent know what you're going to do to close that gap. Now, what is your system like for getting a new client? Is it similar to this? Is it different? How effective is it? Comment below. I want to continue this conversation. Now, I know that some of you want to know more about the effective consultation techniques, and this is pretty much what I do every single time. So first, you want to find out more. Make small talk about how great it was getting to know their child. Something personal about them. For example, wow, your son has the coolest personality. And then find out more about what the school is noticing and what the parent is noticing. For example, so tell me what his teachers are telling you about his reading. Then find out what is the area they would like you to close the gap in. And you say, if I could wave a magic wand and fix one area of your child's reading, what would that be? Now, the next step is to share the results of the assessment. You could say, so I am going to be writing up a report on your child's results today. But before I do that, I wanted to let you know what I was noticing. Now, just like you mentioned, blank is definitely an area of concern. He is, and then you're going to fill in the blank. Now, after you've done this, you're going to want to share what you can do as a tutor. And you do this by explaining your process. For example, so what I do to help kids just like yours is I find out specifically where they are struggling, and I create a plan of attack that's going to close the gap very quickly. In fact, I'm able to close the gap a full year with 8 to 12 hours of instruction. Now, based on the assessment and the information the parent has told you about the services being given at school, tell the parent if you think their child will get the kind of results most of your students get. For example, you might say, your child has an amazing memory and seems like he is a fast learner. And I have a feeling that he's going to either move as quick or quicker than most of the other students that I work with. Or it seems like your child is a quick learner, but one thing that I don't know at this point is his rate of learning. Some kids learn faster than others, and some need more time. So I'm going to have a better idea of this when I begin working with him. Now, this next step is super critical. You want to ask if they are ready to get started. Most parents by this point know if they want to move forward with you or not. So simply ask, are you ready to get started with tutoring for your child? By this point, they may ask you how much you charge. And you would say, I charge blank dollars. And I feel that in order for your child to make the kind of progress you would like to see, that he would need an hour of instruction a week. Now, I do my payments via PayPal, and I have it set up in a super simple way. All you need to do is fill out your information once, and then it is automatically taken care of from then on. I give parents the option of paying weekly or monthly, and the benefit of paying monthly is that when there are 5 Tuesdays in a month, they are going to get a free one. So which would work better for you, I asked them. Most choose the monthly at this point because they like to get something for free. And remember to set a day or days of the week to work with a child. So you're going to select a day and a time that is going to work with both of your schedules. Now, I have created a cheat sheet for you guys with all of this information. So if you're interested, you can click on the link in the description and get your very own copy. You can use this when you sit down for your consultation or sales conversation and win the client 95% of the time. And when you go through this process, you are going to decrease the amount of people who will tell you they cannot afford your services, because they're going to know the exact value that they're going to be getting and be able to determine if that value is worth figuring out a way to pay for it. Now, I go into every single one of these conversations with that knowing feeling that they are going to be able to pay for it. So download that cheat sheet and practice having the conversation with someone so that it can become second nature for you. And feel free to laminate it, put it by your phone when you have these conversations. And they are going to guide you into a powerful conversation that's going to leave you and your client feeling optimistic about the tutoring that is about to happen. Now, if this was useful for you, please hit like, subscribe, and that little bell. And if you know someone that could benefit from this information, please pass it on to them. My name is Joanne Kaminski, the online tutor business coach, helping you get found, hired, and referred by students all over the world. Here's till next time.